Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. We just got in last night. Our flight was delayed. Greg and I decided to go on a vacation. We needed to get away. We went to Hawaii and our flight was delayed over 3 hours. Crazy. Got in, we were supposed to get in 8 o'clock, I think, 7:50 something. We didn't get in till after midnight, and I am shiny, but I'm nice and tan. So it was so beautiful every day. It didn't rain one time, and we come back and it's raining today in LA and it's cold, but I'm not complaining. And it's 80 degrees back home. Isn't that crazy? It's so nuts. But I really enjoyed my last video with Jessica, producer Jessica. She was so great and you guys really loved her, and I love that she was so honest and open about everything. And I know you guys really like when we do behind the scenes stuff and talk about stuff that happened on the show, like real stuff that people make stuff up all the time. There's that one guy that is on TikTok and he's always making up all this stuff, and I'm like, dude. And I don't even respond because I don't want to start anything, because whatever. People are going to believe whatever they want to believe. It's fine. It's all good. But he's always making up, did you hear what Dan's mom, Melissa, said about blah, 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 blah? And I'm like, wow. It's just funny. But I'm going to have some more guests on. I'm so excited. And I enjoy having people, which is really fun. And I'm going to be going home soon, and we're going to be doing some more stuff together, the moms. Oh, God bless you. Greg just sneezed. We're going to be doing season 3 of Pillow Talk, and it's God bless you again. We're going to do another season of Pillow Talk, and this one is one that you're going to actually love so much. I've never watched the show, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet because it's a surprise, but I'm really anxious to watch the show because you guys have been asking for us to do it. So let's see. We're going to see what happens. But I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited to see the moms. And I'm going home to Pittsburgh. I'm going to a Riverhounds soccer game. It's our local, like, AAA kind of like baseball soccer team. So I'm really excited to do that. I'm going to be signing autographs and taking pictures and stuff, and it'll be really fun. I always like to go to like the Senators. I don't know if anybody knew the Harrisburg Senators. They were a AAA team for baseball. It was so fun. We used to roller skate through Harrisburg, like the city, and then we would take our skates off and go to the game. It was really fun. I think the games were like $20 back then. It was really fun. So here's some questions. Thanks guys for sending them to me. This is Leah BW9WJ. I'd love to know who really came up with the ideas behind the controversial dances. Abby said once that she fought against a teen pregnancy idea, but it's Abby and who knows what's really real. And Jessica said they only came up with the music as the producers. And I love that. I looked at Jessica's answer. She wrote some comments, which are so great. And she said, to clarify, as producers, we would come up with the ideas as a jumping off point. But Abby always had her own opinion. And Gia is an amazing choreographer who brought everything to life. So I'm going to answer this to the best of my ability because I didn't know what went behind the scenes. But I know that teen pregnancy one, she says, they wanted the girls to do that, and she did say no way. But I think that what happened was they would do kind of like a collab. The producers would say, we want to do this, and she would say no because she always wanted to argue with the producers. But I think it all kind of came down to the music, and Gianna was the one that had to go through all like the jingle punk music. It was terrible music. It was such a struggle for Gia to do this every week because it was basically her responsibility. And she came up with the choreography. Abby would say, oh, do this, but I just think that she got lazy and Gia did basically everything, in my opinion. Just my opinion. I mean, I saw it, but you know, people might argue, but I think it was basically her ideas. Or Abby would say, we want the dance to be about this, find music, do this, and she kind of did most of it. Yeah. This one is good. Zach Barrow's dad, 562. Melissa, why didn't Abby ever consider looking for any male dancers when doing auditions for the extra team members? Was it because she wanted Maddie to always be in the spotlight? That's a good question. I'm sure she wanted boys. Like, we would try to have like Nick Dobbs is an amazing dancer. He was the same age as Brooke though. So I think, you know, age was a factor. Gino, who's incredible, you know, he was on a couple. But I don't really know. I think a boy really would have helped our team. I mean, our team was great. I mean, it would have been awesome to have a guy on the team, a boy on the team, because we always loved a boy dancer. But a boy dancer wouldn't have taken away from any of the girls. It would have just made the girls better. And boys always make girls look good because they do a lot of the work. So no, I don't think that about the Maddie comment, but you can believe what you want to believe. This is Caitlin Gibson, 3724. Did the girls have special entrances and exits for just the show, or was this a thing that the ALDC did all the time? And she also said when she saw dancers, they would just literally walk on stage and walk off stage. No, it was definitely a thing that Abby did. Always, ever since the girls were little girls, they always had an entrance and they always had an exit because it was like professional. And if you would have seen, when I went to the first recital, we never called them recitals, we called them a dance concert, I think. It was choreographed, everything from the curtain going down, the kids coming off, kids going on. I mean, it was unbelievable how all the girls meaning Janine, Rachel, Gia, and I think James too, but everybody that worked behind the scenes, the practices, the rehearsals for the recital was brutal. We would start like in the morning at 8 a.m., full dress rehearsal. You had to be in full makeup, full hair, full costumes. And sometimes it didn't end until midnight. And it was all choreographed. And like say the little ones, they would put like a curtain down and the little ones would be behind. And then like bigger girls would be doing their dance in front. And then all of a sudden they would go off. And then as they were going off, the curtains would open and there's little kids back there or whatever dance was next. Everything was always choreographed with Abby. Entrances, exits, and of course their dance shows. I mean, they were actually incredible. I only actually got to see one in full because I always had to be backstage dressing the girls because they had so many numbers. But the one I did see is incredible. I mean, really incredible. It didn't matter if it was like the competition girls or the recreation girls, it was still all choreographed. Yeah, it was crazy. I was that mom that loved the dance shows. In the beginning, we had like 8 or 9 in a week. And then at the end, when we hardly had any dancers, there'd only be like 2 shows. It was a lot of work. Oh my goodness. Especially when your daughter had a ballet, like a point dance, and then they had like a quick change. You had to cut off the ballet shoes, which sucked because I hated sewing point shoes. Oh, I hated it so much. Claire Annette, 77. Is there a place we can see the episodes they only aired once or pulled later? I wish we could see unaired footage. That's so funny. I wish I could see the unaired footage too. I wish I could go find all this footage that didn't air, because that would be so amazing. Oh my gosh. It would be neat to get all the fun stuff and make a film out of that, like all the good stuff that they didn't put in because it was too good and too nice. But I have no idea. I think that a lot of you out there that are big Dance Mom fans record things before they got off the air. or you find them, because I call you like little sleuths, and you do find a lot of really fun things or things that they took off of the air, which is funny. Yesterday, we were on a group chat. It was Kelly, Christy, Jill, and I, and they were talking about, we saw a sizzle. They're doing another Dance Moms. It's like a hip hop sizzle. And for some reason it got on YouTube, and A&E took it down just like that. It's really funny. So I don't know who leaked it, but there's a few of you out there that actually screen recorded it. So it's going to be there forever. So I guess they're trying to do another Dance Moms hip hop version. I don't know. Let's see if it sticks. You never know. I mean, there's just never anything going to be like the original, in my opinion, because our girls had such, you know, a chemistry with them, you know, amongst each other and with us as moms. So we'll see if it works out. Don't know. But I wish I could find that footage. That would be a really good project. Kalani X7332. Hey Melissa, I love you and I have a question. How often would you get text messages from the producers to start fights or got told what to say? Funny, we weren't allowed to be on our phones, but we were on our phones all the time. We used to get yelled at all the time. But when you walked into the studio every day, a producer would grab you, and it's so funny. They never grabbed me because they would try to tell you what to say, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing. The moms would get so angry at me, and now I understand why. Because I never wanted to play, meaning I never wanted to fight with everybody, and they would always come at me for something, but it was the producers telling them, and I know it was like such a pain for them to always talk about Greg. I'm sure they were I know for a fact they were so annoyed by it, because it really made me mad. So the producers loved that. They liked when they knew, like they knew us so well. They knew what really pushed our buttons, and they tried to get the other moms to push our buttons. And it's so funny. They would try to tell me to do things. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Nope, not doing that. But now I wish I would have. Isn't that funny? Funny enough, I wish I would have. Never get that time back again. And this question, Medine Morima. Hey Melissa, heart, oh thank you. Why did you work at the front desk? I've told this story before, but when the girls were little, Maddie was like 4, Kenzie was just 2. We weren't allowed to be at the studio. Only once a month you were allowed to watch in the viewing area, which was upstairs where we filmed. So I never left my kids. First of all, it was in Penn Hills. The door was unlocked. Anybody could walk right in. And Kenzie, whenever she had to go to the bathroom, she would just run out of the room and go down the hallway. Someone could just nab her like that. But also, my kids didn't want me to leave, so I didn't. So I would hide upstairs. There's, like, if you go up the steps, there's like corners. I would hide on the floor. I would sit on the floor for hours. And one day Maddie came up and said, Mom, Miss Abby said, since you're always here, so she saw my head, you might as well just work at the front desk. So that's how it began. I started working at the front desk. I didn't get paid, but tuition was free. So I didn't have to pay for tuition, which saved me a ton of money. Tuition wasn't that much. I mean, it was a lot, but it was $283 a month for unlimited dance times 2. And I think if you had 2 kids, you got like a 10% discount. Like Kelly had 3 kids at one time in it. It was a lot of money. That's like over $600 a month. But that's why I did it, because I didn't want to leave my kids. And that's it. But make sure that you watch last week's episode, because it was really good. It was fun with Jessica, the producer from our show. She lives here in LA and she's wonderful. I just adore her. So make sure you watch last week's episode and put some questions down below what you want me to answer. And thanks guys for being, again, so positive. And I love YouTube. It's one of my favorite platforms. I'm on it all the time. This is how I learned how to do my sourdough and all my baking and cooking and healthy ideas. But I love you all.